What is going on, everybody? Sergi here. Welcome back to the channel. We've got the Subaru WRX out here today, and last month I uploaded a video talking about whether I regret buying this car or not. I've owned this car for about a year and 4 months actually. So now I wanted to go ahead and do a follow-up video and tell you guys why you should go ahead and buy a WRX if you are in the market for one. So I have 5 quick little topics that I want to go ahead and talk about. First one being, this car is a good daily driver. Now, it's probably not the best daily driver out there. I mean, of course, there are other cars that are meant for better daily driving, like an Accord or a Camry, Civic, stuff like that. Those are more comfortable cars. They're more typical for daily driving. But if you are looking to get one of these, this is a great daily driver as well. First things first, a couple of things that people look into when they're buying a car is gas mileage. This car surprisingly gets really good gas mileage. It is a sports car. I know it's not the quickest, it's not the fastest, stuff like that, but it is still a sports car. And I average almost 27 miles per gallon with this car, so this car does really good on gas. It takes about 15 gallons for it to fill up, and it does get about a 450 mile range until it does go empty again. Next thing is the car has really good space. It has really good trunk space, really good space for passengers, for the driver. The interior, this is the base WRX, so it's a pretty basic interior, cloth seats, but the space is really good. You get lots of headroom, leg room. Let me go ahead and unlock the back and the trunk. Got a couple of things back here, but leg space for the people in the back is really good. Headroom as well. And then the trunk, I actually have a big box in here, but you can see here that that's a decent sized box. It's pretty big, and you get a lot of trunk space in the back. So good daily driver. And the car is pretty comfortable as well. It still does have a little bit of a stiff suspension because, of course, it is a sports car. It's a well-handling car as well, so it's going to be a little bit stiffer than the other cars out there in the market. But again, you're looking at a WRX for specific reasons, because you want a sports sedan that you can go ahead and daily drive and stuff like that. So as far as daily driving, definitely a good A+. Next thing I want to go ahead and talk about is just the fact that it's a fun car to drive. It is a fun car. It handles very well. It has very good low-end power, so when you're driving it around town and stuff, you'll definitely be able to have some fun. It's a car that you can take on a back road and have some fun on that too. Of course, again, I'm going to tell you guys, it's not the quickest, it's not the fastest car out there, but it is still a sports car, and you'll definitely be able to have fun with it. So aside from all of its good daily driving features, from it being a full-size sedan, having good space, also, it is all-wheel drive, which is a huge plus if you have snow in your area. It's also a fun car to drive, so you have a good balance there between being able to daily drive. If you have kids, you can put a baby seat in the back, and then you can go ahead and have your fun on the weekends and stuff too with it. Next thing I want to go ahead and talk about is the fact that this car, when it comes to holding its value, it holds its value like a champ, along with the STI. Subarus in general hold their value really well, but WRXs and STIs, they hold their value so amazingly. This car, brand new, costs about $28,000 out the door. That's like after taxes and stuff like that. And then if you go and look for a used one with like 10, 15, 20,000 miles, you're still finding them for only maybe 2 or 3 grand less than that. So they hold their value really well. So if you do go ahead and ever decide to trade the car in, it's not going to be a really big loss in regards to when you trade it in, negative equity and stuff like that. So that's a really big plus. Also, of course, people do go ahead and eventually upgrade their cars, and having a car that holds its value really well is something that is really important, and it's a really good thing for a car to be able to have. Last 2 things I want to talk about is this car has a very big community. Of course, if you're looking at buying a WRX or an STI, it's because you like cars, you're into cars. A lot of you may just want it because you want a sporty sedan, but a lot of you are the type of person that likes to modify cars. You like to go ahead and go to car meets or just do car stuff in general. And the community for this car is very, very big. It's very easy to make friends off of having Subarus. Every time I see a WRX or an STI on the road, they'll always give me a little peace sign or a wave and stuff like that. So there's a very big community for this car, and there's also a very big market for this car also. So when you do go ahead and buy the car and you want to go ahead and modify it, there are endless amounts of parts that you can go ahead and buy for this car. Endless amount of things that you can do to this car. This car has a lot of potential, which is always fun. The last thing I want to talk about is just the overall appearance of the WRX and the STI models. It's a good looking car. It's a nice aggressive looking car. It has nice wide body lines. Like you can see right here, you have the nice wide fenders in the front and the rear. You have a nice aggressive front end. The car is a wide looking car, and it's going to be mainly because of the fenders right here. You can see the lines of the body of the car and stuff like that. And you come out to the rear. I do have an aftermarket exhaust, but the car does come with a quad tip exhaust, which looks really good. And it's just overall a really good looking car. So those are basically the top 5 things as to why you should go ahead and buy a WRX. So if this was the little push for you guys, if you're doing research on buying one or not, I say definitely go for it. I still love mine like the day I bought it, and I'm sure you guys will too. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.